And thank you, sir. I am joined by Mr. Shane Kelly from the 20-year-old podcast, Comic
Mhm.
Geek Speak. Well, coming up on 20 years, right?
Yeah, yep, in March. It's
Yeah,
2 months away. Well, gosh, a month away now.
a
Yikes.
month away now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we try and keep things evergreen here, but yeah, it's February. So, like in a month, you guys will be officially are right now the longest running theme podcast ever.
I think so. There might be one something ahead of us, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but nothing that's covered the same topic of
No, not so long.
comics
Yeah,
and pop culture and everything for as long as you guys have, and
yeah.
dare I say, as well as you guys have, because like I was talking about last time, the average podcast lasts 6 episodes, and you guys got that beat
Yeah, just a little.
just a little.
Well, the the fun thing is that how we talk on the show is how we would do it if we were just hanging out, and that's what we always did.
And that's the best,
Yeah,
because you're not when you see people that are funny and are entertaining without trying to be funny or entertaining.
yeah,
That's what you guys are. You're funny, you're entertaining, you're not trying. You're not trying to do a show. You're just doing yourselves, and it turns into a show,
yeah,
which is why I've been listening for, 14, 16 years.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, I
yeah.
certainly appreciate it. I'm thrilled to be back. I love being on here talking about the new Joe book.
Well, I love having you here, and I'm loving this Joe book. We're on issue 3 right now, and we talked a little, off mic, well, on mic. I have it recording for blackmail purposes later. Uh we just kind of pretty much start up right where we left off with Clutch in whatever kind of Cobra stronghold they have.
Yeah.
And he is hiding, and you got a couple Vipers coming up saying, well, we have to go out again already, and they're not happy about it. So Clutch dons his helmet, turns the corner, and you get, what did you say?
You get the James Bond villain-esque
Oh my
base.
God.
It's massive.
It's enormous. It's well staffed. It is well branded.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and it just looks so cool. I stare at that page for a while, just trying to pick things out, just enjoying it because my God, artist Tom Riley is just, man, he knows how to lay out a page.
Yeah.
With the hallways, the color schemes, which is,
You get a little bit
because
of silhouette of workers up in the control booth on the upper left-hand corner of the second page.
yeah, yeah, I love Jordy Bell's colors on this. I
Yeah.
he he does it bright and mute at the same time,
Mhm. And makes
but
it look villainous.
very villainous. Well, speaking of villainous, Mercer walks up to behind Clutch and gives him a good shove. And like I said, Mercer's like 6'9", probably 410 pounds.
Yeah.
So a little shove will knock Clutch right on his butt. And he is not happy. He is not happy. So much to the point that he points a gun at Clutch's face, not knowing it's Clutch. This is
Yeah. Yeah.
he knows it's his own soldier, and he points a gun right at him. It's like maybe you need motivation. We're like,
And
whoa,
Clutch does
okay,
a good job of covering himself. Like, I think I got whacked too many times in the fight,
yeah.
He plays it off pretty well.
Yeah, well, Mercer being well, let's just say almost drill sergeant that he is, says, "Hey, man, we all got hit. Now
Yeah.
let's go." Well, Destro's there. Imagine Destro being the voice of reason. All right, calm down,
Yeah.
boys. Calm down, calm down. Like we got stuff to do. We're all going after the brainwave scanner, which is, well, he starts to monologue a bit, saying like
Yeah.
it's important to our next plan, and then you got Cobra Commander showing up, shh, 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 or
Yep.
hiss. I mean, he goes, shut up.
That at least that's how I think of it when he hisses.
Yes, I
Yeah.
hope so. Oh man,
Um, yeah, he's got a great feeling that there's some kind of spy in there. He can
yeah, an
sense something.
infiltrator, which we're like, oh yeah, because he's got just a bad feeling. I don't know, he's not
Mhm.
got spider sense or anything, but we know from the Cobra Commander series that he's not of, well, he's of this world, but he's not human.
Yeah.
So
And he's
does he
certainly
have?
way more ruthless than what we remember of previous iterations.
Well, the only other iteration we have beyond the Cobra Commander comic book is, like we were talking about earlier, the cartoon.
Yep.
This is not cartoon Cobra Commander. He might have the same look. He might even have the same origin, but no, not. He's not the retreat guy at all, because as we're thinking he's going to grab Clutch by the helmet and twist his head
Yeah.
off, he
Nice
doesn't get a
misdirection.
chance. And doesn't get a chance because a undercover agent
Cobra Law agent.
dives at him and screams Cobra. And before he gets a chance to say law, is Darth Vader-esque grabbed, hoisted, and looks like he has his jaw crushed.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty gruesomely without
Very.
seeing everything on page.
And
But enough.
very effectively. And Cobra Commander's got the great visor, so you can't see his expression, but I bet you his expression is as cold as that visor.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he easily takes care of the would-be assassin. And we get a look at the would-be assassin, who is from Cobra Law. So, as you're saying, he is very
reptilian.
And
Very think V.
yes,
the
V.
sci-fi series V.
I love V. That always freaked me out when they ate the mice.
Yeah, right. Because
That was always the
back then. That
creepiest
was
thing.
pretty scary. That was freaking
It's
me out.
scary now. Well, just to keep the Cobra and Snake theme, Cobra kind of pitches him, or Cobra Commander, excuse me, pitches him in a pit full of snakes.
Now I'm looking at them. I think they're robotic.
They look, yeah, they do look a little robotic. They don't look too.
I didn't notice that the first time, even the second time reading it, but looking at that head in the front center, they look like they are totally robotic.
It does.
Serpents.
Cool. Okay, that just got even cooler.
Yeah.
So you don't have to feed them.
And then you get a little bit of Clutch being able to, at that time, slip away to try and contact the Joes, because everyone's distracted with Cobra Commander finding this spy.
And I did like that even Cobra Commander name dropped Globulus.
Yeah. Yep.
Just Globulus sent you to die. Well, mission accomplished.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not too shy about saying where he's from, because I keep wanting to say episode, but last issue, he has the cyborg hand. He's not hiding. He's just not flaunting, which I love.
No. And I can't remember if in the last episode did Destro see his hand?
Yeah, he did. He walked in as he was tinkering with it, like
Destro knows that part. I'm not sure that Destro fully knows where he's from, though, because he whispers about Globulus to the agent just before he throws him down. So, like you said, he's not necessarily hiding that he's different, but I don't know that he's just telling, certainly not the troops.
No. And if Destro knows, he seems to be rather
okay with it.
He's okay with it.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, sure.
Yep.
Yeah, you do you, man. Well, people that aren't really afraid of making a display of things are Risk and Duke, who are, as we go to the pit, and they're still fighting.
Yep.
And they're not having like a little contest of champions here, and they're not trying to see they're trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
Like, they are beating the snot out of each other.
They're not pulling any punches.
No, and you have Baroness and Colonel Hawk just looking on. No, we doing this? Like, we let Baroness, are you just going to let this go on? As we see, like, jaws getting broken and medical equipment getting used
flying around.
And Colonel Hawk's logic is, well, they're going to fight. Best get it out here than on the battlefield, which I can get on board with, but
sure. But
no. You got to realize that this one guy that is attempting to kill your other guy is also the leader of your team. So maybe.
And it's kind of like a hockey fight. You got to let it go a little bit and then break it up.
Yeah, well, it does get broken up just as Risk puts on some kind of taser brass knuckles, because I think he wants the fight to be over. And Duke is not backing down. And out of nowhere, a knife gets hurled in between them. So we think it's Hawk, or at least Baroness, saying, "All right, you idiots, come on, we're done. We're done." And it's not. It is possibly my favorite Joe character, honestly,
Yeah.
from the old school one. Oh, I love Stalker so much. Who gets out of bed, who is still bleeding, bloody, elbow's probably broken,
Yeah.
might be missing an eye, and still it has enough wherewithal to throw a knife in between them and says, "Oi, hey, knock it off, you idiots."
Come back down
The
and realize what we lost.
Yeah, you know what happened. And they're like, "Well, he did." And he's like, "Save it. Don't care.
Yep.
Apologize, shake hands, move on." And they do. They look kind of like browbeaten, like,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
They look like they got scolded.
they look like children that got caught, like,
Yeah.
play fighting when mom said, "Don't play fight."
Mhm.
So
Totally.
they do shake hands, and we are reminded that, rock and roll is no longer with us as Stalker goes off to call his family. And you made a good point that is that really his responsibility?
Yeah. It shouldn't be. It's usually the commanding officer, I would think. So it
Yeah.
should be Colonel Hawk, really. Maybe Duke at the very least.
Well, Duke's
Um,
busy
but you know,
doing his
maybe
job real
maybe Stalker had a little bit more personal connection than what we even know.
Yeah,
And like you had said, maybe he's just like, you guys haven't done it yet. I'm going to do it because you guys
yeah.
are jerking
You're
around.
wasting time.
Yep.
Yeah. I love he says, "You guys are wasting time with your dick measuring contest."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Says the black guy to two white guys. I love it. So he takes off, and we get a look at the Cobra rifle that
Hmm.
was blown up through that the Valkyries had, I believe.
Yeah. It was.
And Cobra Commander flipped the self-destruction switch that took care of all the evidence. They have pieces, and Risk is like, "You said they shot lasers?" So they're not workable, and Risk is like, "Okay, like this is heavy. This is trouble.
Yeah.
Something this compact, they can do that kind of damage?"
And
Yeah.
I like that through that Baroness still is not that I think she's gonna turn anytime soon, but she's still like, "Well, that's what I would have done." Like, she's calculating
Yeah,
just as much as she ever is.
she's practical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. She also says, like, "Is this is a Mars creation? Like, where did they get this?" And
Yeah.
Duke brings up, a hand-drawn emblem and said, "No, there's a new player, and this is what I saw." And not gonna lie, for a hand-drawn thing, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I knew
Yep.
what it was.
It's a great introduction for the rest of the team to Cobra.
Yeah. Well, a
Then you get
reintroduction
Cover
as
Girl
Cover Girl.
breaking in with some news that everybody needs to hear.
Yeah, and I see her arms, and I think of last issue, and I'm like, "Oh my god, the poor thing got her arms so burnt."
Yeah.
But she has a tablet or something, and we get a communication from Clutch, who's saying, "Listen, man, I don't have time. Like, I don't know where I am," which is scary as all hell.
Mhm.
But they point him into the, direction that Cobra's next target is the brainwave scanner and the doctor that created Archibald Monev.
Who is
So he's
already in US custody.
already in US custody. The Joes are kind of a black ops team
Yeah.
and don't really seem to have authority, so it's like, "Okay, let's go get him. Fire up the jet." So, I like that. I like that
Yeah.
it's not a big public team.
No.
It
And
might not it might be a smaller team or a, like, highly funded smaller team growing,
certainly
hopefully growing.
Black Ops for
Yeah,
what America's used to.
yeah. So they're off to get, Dr. Archibald there, and who is handcuffed in US custody, getting transported by 2 scary individuals that are just having not too concerned with his comfort.
No, not at all.
And even knock about his invention, his brainwave scanner. He says it's not a scanner. He says this rewrites your memories. This rewrites your mind so you can turn people into slaves. And then he calls him Dr. Venom, which seems to have been
I've heard before.
I have too. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, they call him Dr. Venom, saying that the press is what tagged him as that name, and he's just reiterating it. But
yep,
Dr. Venom doesn't really get a chance to respond or anything because they pull a gun on him and are just ready to shoot him point blank. Now,
and telling him that he's going with them.
Yeah, but it looks like he's just gonna like blow his head off. But
yeah,
no, he was gonna get apprehended, and then we see a big crash. So something ran into the side of him, and then, well, the one agent that was gonna pull the gun on him is ripped right out of the vehicle, and so is the other one, and there is nothing but panic ensuing. And he says, "I am not dying like this. I'm getting the heck out of here." He rolls out, and this guy just has all the luck with getting guns pulled on him because Duke is there with the gun in the back of his head. In the background, you see Risk and Baroness parachuting on motorcycles, which is pretty much awesome.
Yeah.
And Risk is having a great old time. But how can you not?
Yeah, gone from
parachuting on a motorcycle.
Really not liking how Duke was handling things to being really part of the team because it's a blast now. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's enjoying this.
Yeah.
Hey, is this what you guys do? Okay, I can be on board with this. Stop punching me. Well, the gentleman that they pulled out of the vehicle stand up, and, well, they're Cobra. But they're a division of Cobra, which we all love because their shirts ripped open a la Superman, and you see the Cobra symbol, but you also see the Crimson Guard.
Yep.
Crimson Guard uniform. And I know Shane is as big a fan of the Crimson Guard as I am, so it was kind of like a yes.
Yeah. It was definitely a yes moment. It was very cool. Because earlier, Cobra Commander said he had allies already on the job to try and get Monev, and you're like, all right, fine, whatever. Troopers, Valkyries, Dreadnoks, whatever. People that we've seen a lot of. But nope, it's Crimson Guards.
Well, Crimson Guard, back in the day, they were undercover agents.
Mm-hmm.
They were the lawyers, they were the accountants, they were people, they were like congressmen and women, and they were people of power, but they were also just loyal to Cobra and loyal to, they were the elite.
And they could be anybody.
And
like you said, plenty of talents, but it could be anybody. Your next door neighbor, anybody.
Yeah, your wife.
Yeah.
Like it was like, I just love that concept. Well, they're not going to stick around too long because they start getting shot at. They hop the guy on their motorcycles and they take off. Now, I did find it interesting that Risk said, "Oh, okay, it's Crimson Guard." So he's in the know.
Yeah, he's in the know of something.
Not only is he a world-renowned martial artist, he can go toe-to-toe with Duke. We saw in the last issue that his risk assessment consists of fighting a horde of ninjas.
Yeah.
So when you got somebody that physical, that cool, and he's also an intelligence officer, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the quote unquote pencil pusher that can still throw a punch.
And he does a great when the Crimson Guard first are revealed, he whacks one, kicks him, and knocks him out.
Yep.
In no uncertain terms.
No, he's like, oh, okay, I know what this is. We got to get out of here.
Yep.
Well, they do got to get out of there because they are getting shot at, and
flip the page.
You flip the page, and you're shot at by the leaders of the Crimson Guard, Tomax and Zaymot, that are driving a what's the vehicle? It's not a van.
Cobra Stinger.
Cobra Stinger. Yes. Oh man, I love the Stinger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Crimson Twins are in pursuit of Joe and the Good Doctors. So that's where we end off.
I'm honestly sure in the next issue they will get him.
I think they have to.
You can't get to the next threat where the Joes will have once again lost. Cobra will once again advance their cause. and it won't be until like issue 6 or so till you maybe 7 till you get the Joes winning in the end.
Yeah, but I mean, the average story arc is 6 issues,
6.
right?
Yeah,
So I
usually.
mean, they gotta get some momentum going,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
because they've been playing defense this entire arc, which I love
Yep.
because, the underdog.
Yep.
Underdog's always fun to root for and such, but man, this was a great issue.
Yeah. Great action issue, progressed the story along very nicely.
Yeah, no, this is definitely you know, physical copy, physical,
Yep.
digital, or
Totally.
ditch. Nope, nope. It's physical
Totally
copy I
physical.
bought. I'm gonna keep buying you physical copies, and once it's collected, I'm gonna buy that too.
I've never
Yeah.
done that.
Never? You don't do that? That's not your
No.
thing, right? Yeah, no, no, of course
I
not.
have like 4 copies of Justice League, and now I have 2
I
copies of GI Joe.
We can see the room,
It's a
uh,
sickness.
behind you.
I'm still waiting for the mask stuff right here
Mask,
to show up.
you got Rhino right there, don't you?
Yeah, it's right down there. I got Rhino, Firecracker, Condor, um, Raven,
Raven,
and then above is
Switchblade?
Switchblade. It's incomplete though; it's a little bit broken.
Okay.
Thunderhawk and Gator.
Oh my god, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
So the ones
Well,
on the bottom,
yeah.
because they're my original ones. The ones on top are ones I've acquired in the last couple of years.
Oh,
Because
sweet.
like a dummy, I gave away almost all of mine
Yeah, me too.
back in the day.
Me too.
I
Yeah.
mean, it was great at the time. The kids I gave them to, they loved them.
Of course.
I gave
And now
away
you're
my
missing them.
mask. There were 2 brothers. The one boy got all the mask stuff, and the other one got all the GI Joe stuff.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
it was great. And what did
Yeah,
I want with it back then? I was collecting comics and growing
that's
up.
right.
But
Well, we're trying to recapture our youth, and this
yeah,
comic and these toys, they do it for us, so
yeah.
I don't care.
This comic really, I am once again, I will state, I am so pleased with how this Energon universe is going,
No
and this
kidding.
GI Joe book is firing on all cylinders.
They all are. I'm up to date with the Transformers one, and it's amazing.
I think I
It's
have the one I got in the last shipment, Void Rivals and Transformers to read yet. I didn't read either of those.
Yeah, well, Transformers ends off with a, "Oh my god,
Okay.
cool," kinda thing, and Void Rivals, I just have to go out and get the trades.
Oh,
I haven't
I
haven't read
really
any of them yet, unfortunately.
I did not think I would like that, and they are doing a great job of having a storyline that does not have anything to do with anything you're seeing,
Okay.
but little snippets of Joes and Transformers are going in now and then,
Well,
and
isn't
makes sense.
Pythona in one?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
so you have a
And quite a few Transformers show up throughout
animated
the whole series. It's very
one.
exciting.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow after work. Hitting the comic shop. "Hey, guys, I need all of these." They were like, "Oh, hey, Brad, sure." Yeah, I'm absolutely loving this, and I can't wait till next month. This is to top of the read pile every time,
Yeah.
and then I
This
read it a few more times.
this is the first one I pull out of my shipment every month and read
Yeah,
right away.
absolutely. So good. Well done, everybody. Well done, Skybound. You can tell
Yeah.
that these you can tell the age of these creators because they have such an affinity for it.
Yeah.
It's gotta be similar ages to you and I.
And there was good things done with Devil's Due when they had it. They had
Yeah,
that great run of a separate GI Joe book. It didn't have anything to do with a real American hero.
yep.
Ended with a great, I think it was a year long World War III storyline.
Yeah, I
It was
remember that
fabulous.
storyline. And it has
Um,
the
Image did great
undercover
with it.
agents and everything. It was so good.
Yeah, but this is I don't know. This is something special that they've got going here with Skybound.
Oh, yeah, this is doing everything I want it to do,
Yeah,
and, like, I am here for the ride, and, well, Shane, I hope you are, and I hope, everybody that's
yeah.
watching this, listening to this is also here for the ride because we will be back. Who knows when it comes up, when we
After
read it,
issue 4.
when we can record, but, I just wanna say thank you guys very much, and do me a favor. Check out everything Comic Geek Speak. You guys are on TikTok. You guys are on YouTube. I love your YouTube stuff. It is the best.
Yeah, they
It
do
is
a great
the
job of
best.
some new content shorts that go into
Yeah.
YouTube. It's really well done.
Yeah. But, I'm an old school guy. I love saying I'm an old school guy listening to podcasts. I'm an audio and much like this is the top of my read pile, that's the top of my listening queue whenever it comes out. So you guys keep doing what you're doing, and your guys are celebrating 20 years soon. So any
Yeah.
news about that? Any sneak peeks?
It's coming up. Look to our feed for there's a video version of an info dump
Yep.
for all the anniversary stuff. You can go to the website and get to the links and everything too. There's still no necessarily event plan, which there really isn't any. It's not like we're having panels or questions or recording an episode. This is a bunch of friends getting together and doing sort of a little swap meet in between.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
invited people to
I heard
bring
that on the last episode. That's
a
kinda genius.
yeah, a little bit of light wares to trade or sell if you want. Nothing too heavy because it's a pretty good size room, but it's not unlimited. It's not like a convention hall or anything. But
Mm.
it'll be nice to have just a place to hang out, chat, maybe have some light refreshments, and just spend the afternoon together talking about everything we love, comics, whatever, anything pop
Everything.
culture related.
That's so cool. That
Yeah,
is so
I'm
cool.
looking forward to it. Seeing some old friends, that's the biggest thing. A lot of time has passed since we started, and I have not been able to travel in the last few years like we used to in the beginning. So it'll be so much fun to get together and just visit and talk with old friends that we
I mean,
haven't seen in quite some time.
you've put in your miles, let them come to you. Am I wrong? Come on.
No, no, not completely, but I'm perfectly happy to go to some cons too these days. I'm
Yeah, me
planning to
too,
try and
me
get to a
too.
couple this year, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, me too. Well, everybody, thank you very much for joining, and check out everything Scene Invaders, both channels. We're doing recaps, we're doing coverage on everything. We have our weekly show with hey, we got a girl now, so that works too. Her name's Carly. She's awesome. A lot smarter and a lot better looking than all of us. So join us. And thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.